The Silent Watchers. The quantum sensors throughout Sol's Oort cloud registered the alien vessel before its crew even knew they had crossed into humanity's domain. In the depths of Titan Command, Dr. Sarah Chen watched the holographic display with steady eyes as the massive ship, easily twice the size of Earth's largest vessel, lumbered through space, completely unaware it was being observed. "How long have they been in range?" she asked, her voice calm despite the gravity of the moment. Humanity had spent the last century preparing for this day. 3 hours, Doctor, replied Captain David Okafor, his dark fingers dancing across the neural interface controls. Their scanning patterns suggest a standard survey mission. They still haven't detected our quantum mesh network. Sarah nodded, studying the alien vessel's energy signature. The Meridian Empire, as they called themselves, had spent the last millennium expanding through the galaxy, absorbing or subjugating every civilization they encountered. Their technological superiority was legendary, or at least, that's what they believed. What they didn't know was that humanity had been watching them for decades. Every transmission, every battle, every scrap of technical data had been collected and analyzed by Earth's quantum AI networks. While the Empire thought they were alone in this sector of space, humanity had been quietly building something unprecedented. "Alert the Defense Council," Sarah ordered, "but maintain ghost field protocols. Let's see what our visitors do when they think they're alone." In high orbit above Mars, the ESS Nightshade hung invisible against the stars, its quantum stealth systems making it undetectable to even the Empire's most advanced sensors. Commander Elena Rodriguez stood on the bridge, watching the alien vessel through enhanced viewing planes that cut through the darkness of space. "Their shield harmonics are exactly as our deep space probes reported," her XO, James Chen, noted. "The arrogance of Empire. They haven't updated their defensive systems in over 50 years. Elena allowed herself a small smile. Why would they? No one has challenged them in centuries. Pride comes before the fall. The alien vessel continued its methodical survey, its powerful sensors probing the seemingly empty space around it. But they weren't designed to detect quantum state technology, an advantage humanity had gained through decades of patient research and development. Deep beneath the lunar surface, in the sprawling complex known as Apollo Base, General Michael Jung reviewed the final readiness reports. Every simulation, every war game, every scenario they had run led to this moment. Humanity's fleet wasn't the largest in the galaxy, not even close. But they had something the Empire couldn't comprehend: innovation born of necessity. "All defense grid stations report ready," his aide announced. "Quantum mesh is maintaining full coverage. Ghost protocols are holding steady." Michael studied the tactical display, showing the positions of Earth's hidden defenders. The Empire thought they were investigating an uninhabited system. Soon, they would learn just how wrong they were. The art of deception. The Meridian vessel's sensors suddenly registered an anomaly, a faint energy signature near the orbit of Mars. In the Empire's 1,000-year history of expansion, they had never encountered anything like it. The ship's commander, High Captain Vextar, ordered an immediate investigation. "Unknown energy pattern detected in Sector 7, reported his sensor officer, mandibles clicking in confusion. "Configuration doesn't match any known civilization's technology." Vextar's crystalline eyes narrowed. The Empire's database contained the technological signatures of every known spacefaring race. An unknown pattern was impossible. Unless... In Apollo Base, General John watched the alien vessel alter course. "They've detected the quantum wake from our test probe," he announced. "Right on schedule." Dr. Chen's voice came through the quantum comm. "Remember, we want them to think they've discovered something remarkable. But not too remarkable. The probe is broadcasting exactly the level of technology they'd expect from a civilization they could easily conquer." The bait was set. Humanity had spent years developing the perfect lure, a technological signature that would appear advanced enough to interest the Empire, but not so advanced as to provoke their full military response. It was a careful balance, crafted through decades of studying Imperial psychology and battle doctrine. Commander Rodriguez watched from the nightshade as the alien vessel approached the probe. "They're launching scanning drones," she reported, moving exactly as predicted. The Empire's arrogance was their greatest weakness. They had grown so accustomed to their technological superiority that they had stopped innovating. Their scanning drones were powerful but predictable, using the same protocols they had employed for centuries. In Titan Command, Captain O'Cuffer's fingers danced across his neural interface. Quantum mesh is adapting to their scans in real time. The probe's signature is holding steady. They're seeing exactly what we want them to see. The Empire's drones surrounded the probe, their powerful sensors probing its structure. They detected an energy source unlike anything in their database, but still within the realm of what they considered manageable. The probe appeared to be a breakthrough in propulsion technology, valuable enough to steal, but not threatening enough to warrant extreme measures. High Captain Vextar felt his heart swell with pride. He would be the one to claim this prize for the Empire. Another civilization would fall, their technology absorbed into the Empire's vast knowledge base. He had no way of knowing he was playing directly into humanity's hands. Breaking the chains. The Meridian Empire's response came exactly as humanity's strategic AI had predicted. Within days, a diplomatic fleet arrived in the solar system, 15 warships led by the Imperial cruiser Dominion. Their message was broadcast on all frequencies, translated into every human language their databases contained. Unknown civilization, you have been blessed by the attention of the eternal Meridian Empire. Submit to imperial authority and surrender all technological achievements. Resistance will result in immediate correction. In the Defense Council chamber beneath Geneva, Dr. Chen allowed herself a small smile. They sent exactly the size fleet our simulations predicted. The Empire's responses haven't changed in centuries. General Zhang nodded, studying the tactical display. The Imperial Fleet had arranged itself in their standard dominance formation, a configuration designed to intimidate rather than fight. Are all assets in position? Ghost Fleet is ready, Commander Rodriguez reported from the nightshade. Quantum mesh is maintaining full coverage. They still have no idea what they're facing. The Empire had conquered 1,000 worlds through a combination of technological superiority and psychological warfare. Their massive ships and overwhelming numbers had convinced countless civilizations to surrender without a fight. But humanity had spent a century preparing for this moment. Send our response, General John ordered. The message that reached the Imperial Fleet was carefully crafted. Meridian Empire, we are honored by your attention. However, we must decline your generous offer. We suggest you reconsider your position. Aboard the Dominion, High Commander Zolvex nearly choked on his ceremonial wine. In all his years serving the Empire, no civilization had ever rejected their first offer. The sheer audacity of it demanded an immediate response. Launch attack wings, he ordered. Show these primitives the price of defiance. The Imperial fighters poured from their carrier ships, their formation perfect and precise. They had performed this maneuver countless times, crushing the token resistance of countless civilizations. But as they approached Earth's orbit, something unprecedented happened. Space itself seemed to ripple and tear. Where there had been empty void moments before, hundreds of human vessels suddenly appeared. They weren't the crude ships the Empire's scans had detected. These were something else entirely. Impossible. Zolvex roared as his tactical display exploded with contacts. Where did they come from? How did they hide from our sensors? Commander Rodriguez's voice cut through all Imperial communications channels. Meridian Empire, you face the combined defense fleet of Earth. You have entered restricted space. Power down your weapons or be disabled. The Empire's fighters moved to attack, their weapons charging. But they never got the chance to fire. Quantum state energy fields reached out from the human ships, touching the Imperial fighters. In an instant, every system on the Imperial craft went dark. They hung helpless in space, their pilots unable to even send distress signals. High Commander Zolvex watched in horror as 3/4 of his fighter wing was neutralized in seconds. The remaining ships tried to retreat, but they were fighting an enemy that seemed to predict their every move. Their technology, his science officer whispered, mandibles trembling. It's not just more advanced than ours. It operates on principles we don't even understand. The human ships moved with impossible precision, their formations shifting and flowing like water. There was no wasted motion, no hesitation. Every action was perfectly coordinated, as if guided by a single mind. Last chance. Commander Rodriguez broadcast. Power down your weapons and prepare to be boarded, or we will be forced to demonstrate our full capabilities. In the Defense Council chamber, Dr. Chen watched the tactical display with satisfaction. The quantum AI's predictions were perfect. They have no protocols for dealing with technology this far beyond their understanding. And to think, General Zhang added, we're only showing them our defensive capabilities. Wait until they see what we can really do. The Liberation Front. The news of humanity's victory spread through the Empire's quantum networks like wildfire. For the first time in centuries, an Imperial fleet had been defeated, not just defeated, but humiliated. The response from the Imperial capital on Meritus Prime was predictable. They assembled their Grand Armada. But humanity wasn't waiting for the Empire's retaliation. Dr. Chen's quantum AI networks had already identified the Empire's greatest vulnerability: their subjugated worlds. The Empire's control relies on fear and technological superiority. She explained to the Defense Council, we've already shattered both. Their vassal worlds are watching, waiting for a sign that the Empire isn't invincible. Commander Rodriguez stood aboard the Nightshade, now stationed near a populated Imperial world called New Haven. Its inhabitants, descendants of a civilization conquered centuries ago, watched in awe as human ships appeared in their skies. People of New Haven, she broadcast, we bring you an opportunity. The Empire's grip is broken. We offer you freedom and the means to defend it. The response was overwhelming. Centuries of imperial oppression had not crushed the spirit of resistance. It had only forced it underground. Within hours, New Haven's government declared independence from the Empire. The Empire's response was immediate and brutal, or would have been, if their punishment fleet hadn't emerged from hyperspace to find itself surrounded by human vessels. Did you think we wouldn't protect our allies? Rodriguez asked the Imperial commander as his ships powered down their weapons. More worlds followed New Haven's example. The Empire's grip on the galaxy was unraveling. In the Defense Council chamber, General Zhang watched the strategic display as more and more systems declared their independence. The quantum mesh network is expanding faster than expected. Each liberated world adds their resources to our defensive grid. Dr. Chen nodded. The Empire never imagined their subject worlds would unite against them. They thought fear would keep them isolated. Instead, we've given them hope. Zhang finished. Dawn of a new era. The Meridian Empire's Grand Armada gathered at the edge of Earth's solar system. 500 ships, the largest fleet ever assembled in Imperial history. High Admiral Kextor stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Eternal Glory, preparing to deliver the speech that would inspire his forces to victory. But before he could begin, space rippled around his fleet. Quantum sensors blared warnings as human ships appeared everywhere. Not hundreds, but thousands of them. The Empire's worst nightmare had come true. Humanity had not been fighting at full strength. This is Dr. Sarah Chen of Earth's Defense Council, a calm voice transmitted across all frequencies. Your empire is finished. Your subject worlds have united against you. You face not just humanity, but a coalition of free civilizations. Surrender and be part of what comes next. Kextor wanted to fight. Every fiber of his being demanded he order his fleet to attack. But as he watched the tactical display light up with more and more human ships, he realized a terrible truth. The Empire had never been the most advanced civilization in the galaxy. They had simply been the most aggressive. The surrender of the Grand Armada marked the end of the Meridian Empire's dominance. But it wasn't the end humanity had sought. In the months that followed, representatives from hundreds of worlds gathered on Earth to forge something new, the Galactic Confederation. Dr. Chen stood in the Great Hall of the newly constructed Confederation headquarters in Geneva, watching delegates from former Imperial worlds mingle with human representatives. The quantum mesh network now connected thousands of systems, sharing knowledge and resources in ways the Empire never imagined possible. "We did it," Commander Rodriguez said, joining her at the observation window. "Not just defeated them, we made something better." "The Empire thought technology was just a means of control," Chen replied. "They never understood its true purpose, to bring people together, to expand what's possible." In orbit above Earth, the Nightshade patrolled alongside ships from 24 formerly subjugated worlds. Their crews were learning to use quantum technology, their civilizations advancing together. The age of empire was over. The age of cooperation had begun. General Zhang stood in the Defense Council chamber one last time before it would be converted into the Confederation's Strategic Command Center. The tactical display showed green lights across thousands of systems, worlds working together, growing together. "Ready for your new role as Confederation Defense Coordinator?" Dr. Chen asked, joining him. Zhang smiled. "Ready to make sure no empire ever threatens freedom again." The stars twinkled in the viewport, but they weren't silent anymore. They hummed with quantum communications, with ships moving between newly liberated worlds, with the voices of civilizations reaching out to each other. Humanity had done more than win a war. They had changed the very nature of galactic civilization. And somewhere in the vast network of quantum sensors and AI systems that now protected thousands of worlds, the first seeds of something even greater were beginning to grow. The future wasn't just bright, it was infinite.